Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 17th August, 2026. Today, we're diving into some pivotal developments, from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. Our top story today: Stripe has reportedly agreed to acquire OpenRouter for more than $7 billion. Bloomberg reported the agreement on August 16th, citing people familiar with the matter. Neither Stripe nor OpenRouter has publicly announced the transaction, and Stripe told TechCrunch that it does not comment on rumors or speculation. So this remains a reported agreement, not a confirmed, completed acquisition. The potential deal would put a major multi-model gateway inside Stripe's expanding AI infrastructure business. OpenRouter provides a common access layer for models from multiple providers, centralizing model selection, routing, provider access, and usage controls. TechCrunch reported that OpenRouter had claimed 8 million global users and access to more than 400 models. The price would also represent a major jump from OpenRouter's most recently reported valuation. TechCrunch said the startup announced a $113 million Series B in May, at a reported $1.3 billion valuation, with investors including Sequoia, Andreessen Horowitz, Menlo Ventures, and Alphabet's Capital G. For engineering teams, ownership of this routing layer could be significant, but the practical impact is still unknown. No public details cover consideration, regulatory requirements, closing conditions, timing, or how Stripe might integrate OpenRouter. Until either company confirms the transaction, those consequences remain unresolved. From consolidation in AI infrastructure to a major open-weight release, Alibaba has published Qwen 3.8 2.4T, a 95B on Hugging Face. This is the post-trained checkpoint underlying Qwen 3.8 Max. It has 2.4 trillion total parameters while activating 95 billion per token, using a mixture of experts architecture and hybrid attention. The model supports up to 1 million tokens of context, and Alibaba lists compatibility with inference systems, including VLLM, SGLang, and token speed. Open weights do not make a model at this scale easy to deploy. NVIDIA says it requires data center scale accelerated compute and distributed multi-node inference. On an NVIDIA GB300 NVL72 configuration using FP8 precision, NVIDIA reported more than 4,000 tokens per second per GPU and more than 350 tokens per second per user without additional tuning. Licensing also deserves attention. The Hugging Face repository identifies a custom Qwen 3.8 Max license rather than Apache 2.0. A Yahoo Finance published analysis reports that model as a service, or AI work assistant businesses exceeding $50 million in aggregate revenue during any consecutive 12-month period require a separate commercial license. For platform teams, that means the evaluation is both technical and legal. Storage, expert placement, networking, latency, and quantization matter, but so do the exact rights to host and monetize the checkpoint. Staying with frontier-scale models, ZAI is showing how much performance it says can come from post-training rather than another base model run. ZAI unveiled GLM 5.3 on August 14th for complex coding, long-running agents, and cybersecurity analysis. The company says it retained GLM 5.2's 743 billion parameter base model while scaling task environments, training duration, and post-training compute. Vendor-reported results include a jump from 4.6 to 28.3 on Terminal Bench 3.0, and from 46.2 to 66.9 on DeepSubUI version 1.1. The cybersecurity numbers require more nuance. Z.AI reports 84.5% on CyberGym, which tests vulnerability identification and validation, but 54.4% on Exploit Bench. That gap matters because finding and validating vulnerabilities is different from carrying out deeper exploit development. ZAI says GLM 5.3 is available to GLM Coding Plan users and that open weights will follow 2 weeks after launch, following safety evaluation and hardening. These benchmarks remain vendor-reported and need independent replication. ZAI also has an inconsistency in its comparison material, referring to an 83.8% comparison model as Mythos 5 in prose, while a chart labels it Fable 5 with fallback. For production teams, Repository-specific testing, permission controls, observability, and rollback remain essential regardless of benchmark gains. From models to the physical capacity needed to run them, Larsen & Toubro has announced a major AI infrastructure order in India. L&T says Vyoma.ai's infrastructure subsidiary, LTN Compute, secured an order from Together AI to build a 10,000 GPU NVIDIA B300 AI factory at L&T's Chennai data center campus. L&T classifies the contract as mega, meaning a value between 10,000 crore and 15,000 crore rupees, although it has not disclosed the exact amount or deployment schedule. Together, AI plans to use the cluster for large-scale inference, fine-tuning, and model training. The project is slated for Vyoma.ai's gigawatt-scale Chennai site. Phase 1 is designed for 250 megawatts, with 150 MVA of power infrastructure ready. The stack includes accelerated compute, high-performance networking, low-latency interconnects, parallel storage, and AI infrastructure operations. The Ken reports that E2E Networks is not part of this Together AI cluster, despite L&T acquiring a 21% stake in E2E in 2024 for 1,079 crore rupees. That makes the organizational structure noteworthy. L&T is using Vyoma.ai and LTN Compute for this project, while Together AI is the cloud platform workload destination. Service timing, capacity allocation, and customer pricing remain undisclosed. That infrastructure race is being matched by a distribution race in open models. Bloomberg reports Alibaba's Qwen family surpassed 3 billion global downloads over 6 months. Alibaba says it has open-sourced more than 460 Qwen models, producing more than 300,000 derivatives. Those are substantial ecosystem signals, but downloads measure acquisition rather than active deployments, inference volume, or revenue. Bloomberg cited Google and Meta figures also cover a different period, so they are not strictly like-for-like comparisons. From model adoption to frontier model governance, The Verge, citing the Financial Times, reports that OpenAI disbanded its preparedness team at the end of last month. The team was responsible for assessing serious model risks and developing mitigations. The available reporting does not identify where those responsibilities moved or establish whether evaluations stopped, were consolidated, or changed scope. For practitioners, the unresolved issue is therefore accountability. Who owns capability evaluations, escalation authority, mitigation verification, and deployment gates after the reorganization? That focus on security evaluation has a practical counterpart at Visa. Visa released the Visa Vulnerability Agentic Harness, or VVAH, as an open-source reference implementation after testing Anthropic's Claude Mythos preview through Project Glasswing. Visa describes VVAH as a fifth-generation, multi-model workflow spanning code-based mapping, vulnerability discovery, prioritization, remediation, and validation. Open Source for You reports a 4-phase, 11-stage process. Crucially, Visa's design combines agents with deterministic checks, structured evidence, human review, and fix validation. From security agents to coding agents, GitHub is expanding model choice inside Copilot. Its August 13th update adds Kimi K3 and MAI Code 1.1 Flash, while Visual Studio Code 1.133 supports per-turn model switching within Claude sessions without discarding context. Copilot CLI also gains sub-agent management, queued prompts, headless autopilot, and rewind capabilities, while Agent Plugins 1.0 creates a shared plugin system. DevOps.com flags a governance issue. Copilot does not record which model contributed to which code. Beyond developer tools, AI search is becoming a target for organized communications campaigns. A United States Justice Department FARA filing shows Havas Media Germany hired Clocktower X for an Israel-backed campaign with a $6 million Havas-funded pool plus potential matching funds. The statement of work calls for search optimization, new websites, and content intended to produce GPT framing results. That documents an attempt to influence the web information environment, but it does not prove cooperation by AI providers, model training on the material, or durable changes to chatbot answers. And finally, from agents consuming information to agents spending money, Coinbase has introduced AIFi as an umbrella for its agent economy products. The stack includes Coinbase for Agents, Coinbase Advisor, Coinbase Business, the X402 Machine Payment Standard, its CDP X402 SDK, and Agentic.market. Coinbase separately reported more than $100 million in X402 transactions. For builders, the key operational questions remain wallet and key custody, spending limits, counterparty checks, revocation, and auditable transaction controls. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.